Okay, let's talk about lattes. Everyone loves to tell you to skip the daily latte to become a millionaire. It's the cornerstone of personal finance advice. But is it actually good advice? I think it's often terrible advice. I know it sounds crazy. But let's actually do the math. Let's say you do skip that $5 latte every single day. Congratulations, you've saved $1,825 a year. That's something. But let's be real, $1,825 isn't going to change your life, especially when you're constantly stressed about every single purchase. It's exhausting. And that exhaustion, that's not just a feeling, there's actual science behind it. A study showed that making numerous small decisions all day long depletes your mental resources. It's called decision fatigue. All that willpower you're using to deny yourself small pleasures, it makes it harder to stick to your larger financial goals. You're burnt out, stressed out, and probably still broke. The latte is a distraction. It's financial performance art, not actual wealth building. The real problem isn't the $5 you spend on coffee. It's the feeling of being trapped, of constantly sacrificing without seeing any real progress. It's the anxiety that comes with feeling like you're always one unexpected bill away from disaster. That underlying anxiety is what grinds us down. So we clip coupons, we brown bag our lunch, we obsess over every penny, all while watching our salaries barely keep pace with inflation. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that while wages do increase over time, investment returns in the stock market have historically outpaced average wage growth. Think about that for a second. You can scrimp and save every dollar you can, but it's still less impactful than actually investing wisely. The hustle culture sells you the idea that if you just work harder, deprive yourself more, that you will get ahead. But this is largely untrue. Let's say you do manage to save that $1,825 from skipping lattes for a year, then invest it in the stock market. Assuming an average annual return of 10%, after 30 years you'd have about $30,000. That's nothing to sneeze at. But what if, instead of fixating on lattes, you focused on negotiating a higher salary? A single salary increase could dwarf that $30,000 in potential latte savings without sacrificing a single thing. The truth is, obsessing over lattes is a distraction from the real drivers of wealth. It makes you feel like you're doing something when you're really just spinning your wheels. The constant restriction can leave you feeling deprived and resentful, making it even harder to stay motivated. You feel poor because, despite your best efforts, the needle barely moves. Okay, so if lattes aren't the enemy, what is? What should you focus on? Willpower isn't enough. You need leverage. You need to focus on what I call the big wins. These are the things that actually move the needle. There are three core big wins to focus on to truly build wealth. First, asset allocation. Second, automating savings. And third, salary negotiation. Let's start with asset allocation. You could be the most disciplined latte skipper in the world, but if your money is sitting in a savings account, earning next to nothing, you're losing the game. Inflation is eroding your purchasing power. Your savings are shrinking, not growing. Investing is not gambling, it's essential. Specifically, allocating your assets wisely. The power of compounding interest is astonishing. Let's say you start investing early, even small amounts. That money grows exponentially over time. This is not about getting rich quick. This is about long-term, sustainable wealth building. You want to participate in the upside of capitalism. You want your money to make money. Think of it this way. Would you rather clip coupons for hours to save a few dollars, or spend that time learning about investing and potentially earning hundreds or even thousands more through smart asset allocation? A study shows that asset allocation is critical to managing risk and maximizing returns. It's about diversification, balancing risk and reward to achieve your financial goals. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. The second big win is automating savings. Human beings are notoriously bad at saving money. We procrastinate, we make excuses, we give in to temptation. The solution? Take yourself out of the equation. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your investment accounts. Treat it like a bill you have to pay each month. Pay yourself first before you have a chance to spend the money on something else. Make sure your accounts are automated as much as possible. Use your employer's 401k and any retirement account options they provide. Many plans even allow you to automatically increase your contributions by 1% each year. It's small enough that you barely notice it, but over time it adds up to a huge difference. You can automate your way to wealth. Behavioral economics research shows that automatic enrollment and automatic escalation programs significantly increase savings rates. People are far more likely to save when it's the default option. So make saving the default. And what about the third big win? Salary negotiation. This is where you can make a huge impact, far bigger than any latte savings. Many people are uncomfortable negotiating their salary. They feel like they're asking for too much or they're afraid of losing the job offer. But the truth is, companies expect you to negotiate, and they often have room in their budget to pay you more. A single successful salary negotiation can bring in thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars more per year. That extra money can be invested, accelerating your wealth building journey. Think of it this way. Would you rather spend hours clipping coupons to save a few dollars or spend a few hours preparing for a salary negotiation and potentially earn thousands more per year? Negotiating a higher salary can be intimidating, but it's a skill you can learn. Do your research, know your worth, and be prepared to make a strong case for why you deserve to be paid more. So, forget the lattes. Focus on the big wins. Asset allocation, automating savings, and salary negotiation. These are the things that will actually make a difference in your financial future. But before you optimize spending, before you worry about squeezing every last penny, there's something even more important. It's the foundation upon which all your other financial decisions rest. I call it the Sleep Well Foundation, or maybe more accurately, your F-off fund. I'm talking about an emergency fund, a financial safety net, money set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. Before you start obsessing about investments, make sure you have this in place. Why? Because without it, you're one unexpected car repair, one medical bill, one job loss away from financial disaster. The Federal Reserve reports that nearly one-third of Americans would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense. Let that sink in. $400. This isn't about hoarding money. It's about buying freedom. It's about buying peace of mind. It's about giving yourself the power to say no to things that don't align with your values, to leave a toxic job, to start your own business, to take a risk without risking everything. Imagine this. You hate your job. It's stressful, it's unfulfilling, and it's making you miserable, but you feel trapped. You have bills to pay, and you can't afford to quit without another job lined up. Now, imagine you have 6 months' worth of living expenses saved up in your Sleep Well Foundation. Suddenly, you have options. You can quit that job. You can take some time off to recharge. You can pursue your passion. You can start your own business. That's the power of financial security. It's not just about having money. It's about having the freedom to live your life on your own terms. Psychological studies show a clear link between financial security and reduced stress and anxiety. When you know you have a safety net, you're less likely to worry about money. You're less likely to make impulsive decisions. You're more likely to focus on things that truly matter. Think of it as buying yourself some breathing room. It allows you to make rational, well-thought-out decisions instead of being driven by fear and desperation. It gives you the confidence to negotiate a better salary, to take calculated risks, and to pursue opportunities that might otherwise seem out of reach. So, how much should you have in your Sleep Well Foundation? A good rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If you have a stable job and relatively low expenses, 3 months might be enough. If you're self-employed or have a variable income, 6 months or more is probably a better idea. This might seem like a lot of money, especially if you're just starting out. But don't be discouraged. Start small. Set a goal to save $1,000, then $2,000, then $3,000. Every dollar you save gets you closer to financial freedom. Don't view this money as being wasted or doing nothing while it sits in a savings account. Think of it as an investment in your mental health and your future opportunities. It's a powerful tool that will empower you to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Okay, you've built your Sleep Well Foundation. Now let's talk about building real wealth without sacrificing the things you enjoy. I'm going to show you how to automate this whole process. I call it the waterfall system. Think of it like this. Money flows down a waterfall, filling different pools. The most crucial pools get filled first, automatically, before anything else. This is how you prioritize your financial well-being while still allowing yourself to enjoy life. The waterfall has four main steps: match, attack, protect, and guilt-free spending. First, match. This is the most important step. Are you leaving free money on the table? I'm talking about your employer's 401k match. This is literally free money. If your company offers a match, contribute enough to get the full amount. It is an immediate guaranteed return on your investment. Don't skip this. It's like turning down a raise. If you are not taking advantage of your employer's matching program, you need to stop this video and fix that now. Visualize the waterfall diagram here. The employer match is the top pool. This has to be filled first. Next, attack. Once you're maxing out your employer match, it's time to tackle your debt. I am talking about high-interest debt like credit cards. This is a wealth killer. Use the avalanche method. List your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. Make minimum payments on everything except the highest interest debt. Throw every extra dollar you can at that one until it's gone. Then move on to the next. Mathematical examples clearly demonstrate the power of the avalanche method. Even small increases in payments can significantly reduce the time it takes to become debt-free, saving you hundreds or even thousands of dollars in interest. Once your high-interest debt is gone, you can move on to protect. This step is about securing your future. It's about maxing out tax-advantaged accounts. Think Roth individual retirement accounts and health savings accounts. Roth IRAs allow your investments to grow tax-free, and withdrawals in retirement are also tax-free, provided certain conditions are met. HSAs offer a triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible, earnings grow tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are also tax-free. These are powerful tools for building long-term wealth. Finally, anything that's left over goes to guilt-free spending. This is the most important part of this plan. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor. This is money you can spend on whatever brings you joy without feeling guilty. Travel, dining out, hobbies, experiences, whatever makes you happy. Here's how to set up the waterfall automation. 1. Calculate your monthly expenses and determine your sleep well foundation goal. Aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. 2. Figure out how much you need to contribute to your 401k to get the full employer match. Set up automatic contributions from your paycheck. 3. List all your debts, their interest rates, and minimum payments. Choose the avalanche method. 4. Determine the maximum amount you can contribute to your Roth IRA and HSA each year. Break that down into monthly contributions. Set up automatic transfers. 5. Calculate how much money you have left over after all these automated steps. That's your guilt-free spending money. Set up a separate account for this and use it to fund your passions. The key here is automation. By automating these steps, you're taking the decision-making out of the equation. You're not relying on willpower. You're creating a system that works for you even when you're not thinking about it. As we discussed earlier, making this the default option is the only way to beat human nature. Automate your savings and you're far more likely to stick to your financial goals. Remember, it's not about restricting yourself. It's about prioritizing. It's about making sure that the most important things are taken care of first, automatically, so you can enjoy the rest of your money without worry. By automating this, you remove the daily friction and decision fatigue that can derail your financial progress. Instead of constantly debating whether or not to buy that latte, you know that your future is being taken care of. So, where does all this lead? Money dials? Think of your spending as having dials, not just a simple on or off switch. Where do you really get joy? Travel? Experiences? High-quality coffee you actually savor? Crank those dials up. Cut back ruthlessly on the things that don't move the needle. This isn't about deprivation. It's about conscious allocation. Prioritize experiences over material possessions, since research shows that happiness correlates more strongly with experiences. Remember, perfect is the enemy of good. That's where the 85% solution comes in. Don't get bogged down trying to optimize everything. It is better to implement a good enough system than to stay paralyzed. A simple example: investing. Trying to pick individual stocks is a fool's errand. A broad market index fund, though not perfect, is almost always a better bet. The data is clear. Index funds typically outperform actively managed funds over the long term because of lower fees and broader market exposure. Striving for perfection leads to inaction, which leads to zero results. It's like waiting for the perfect moment to start saving, only to realize you've missed years of compounding interest. I see it all the time. People delay because they are scared even though their wealth potential is immense. Start now, even if it's messy. Adjust along the way. The key is creating a sustainable system that fits your life, not someone else's. Focus on automating the big wins: asset allocation, 401k matching, debt repayment, and funding tax-advantaged accounts. Then consciously choose where to dial up your spending on what matters most. Building wealth shouldn't feel like a constant battle. It's about aligning your finances with your values and creating a system that allows you to enjoy life along the way. Start building your waterfall today. You've got this.